So we want to say a special thank you to Kendall and John for being our host and hostess here today. Yay! And we're here to honor Roberta Buckley. After 90 years, she's still going strong. And what we thought we would do for a little bit is tell a few stories. We're going to give her children a chance to begin this process. And I brought a couple of props to stir my memory. The first one is actually a payback gift because years ago my mother hit me with a hairbrush and the hairbrush broke. And I can't remember what I was doing to warrant such behavior, because she is so sweet, as you all know, but it's just an indication of how much work she had to do to prepare us for the world, and she was willing to take on that task. She has never shirked her responsibility. One of the things that I did, I used to hitchhike around a lot because I lost my driver's license for about a year. It wasn't really lost behind the couch. Was lost in a courtroom, but that's a different kind of story. So I was hitchhiking around Marin County for a year or so, and one of the last rides I got before I moved out of the house and moved into Larkspur, a place that I was running with a friend, this guy had some puppies in the back seat with me, and they were really cute little puppies, and I thought, I know what I need to do. I need to give my mom a gift before I move out, something to protect her from her own sons. And so I got her this little dog, which I named Gabe. And Gabe grew from a puppy this big to a full-grown dog about this big and lived many years. And I thought, since I'm now living far away in Phoenix, it's time to give her a new present. A new dog. Except this time I wasn't going to name it. I was going to let her name it herself. But anyway, as you know, our mom has served more meals to more people than anybody else in all of Northern California. And other than, yes, St. Vincent de Paul, but even then it's sort of close. So I'm going to yield the floor for a moment because we're just going to take a couple of minutes each to share. Barry is the number 2 son and the only planned child. So.
Oh my God! I need a drink. Wait. Thank you. Anyway, I just want to say real quick that I have prepared remarks, which I will not torture anybody here with. And I just, actually, I need to confess some things quickly while my mother's still alive. First of all, when I broke my leg when you were pushing me on the tricycle, I did that deliberately, okay? I was 3 years old and I needed attention. I thought, what should I do? I know, I'll break my own leg. My mother was scooching me on the tricycle. And so Mom was the first tiger mom. You know, she had, she knew her main job was to get these kids, you know, keep them out of San Quentin, for lack of a better term. So I broke my ankle by sticking my foot in the spokes as she was scooching me home. And don't kid yourself, my mother was an athlete when she was young. I mean, she was like all over the place, fast. She could catch a kid with this hand and grab, you know, a diaper out of the closet, you know. And anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is that, Mom, I'm sorry I broke my leg and caused all that trouble for you, because what happened was, she said, "You're not really hurt. Put your foot down." And I said, "Oh God, Mom, what did I say when?"
You finally said, "Put me to bed."
Thank you. I said, "Close the door and put me to bed." All right, and I want to, if I may, revise my remarks and give the balance of my time to my daughter. Okay? Do I have a minute left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have like 2.5. You're fine.
Okay, no. I'm revising my remark. I want
Yielding to the-
yielding to the next generation for a sec. No. Come on, hurry up. You've got 2 minutes, Kaylin. Quickly. Yeah. Okay,
You can
well,
just say, why is your grandma
No.
special?
Let me.
Oh, okay, I've got that.
She's already admitted. She's already admitted she's the
Barry,
number
you
one person in her
yielded, so
life.
sorry.
I yielded. But I can ask for my time back if she doesn't start speaking.
Wait, I'm really supposed to start talking.
Okay,
in front of all these
so
people?
the other night, Caitlin and I got in a fight over the phone.
Oh yeah, no, this is. I'm okay with this. Yeah.
All right, and she was on my case because I don't love my mother enough. Which basically that you're not respectful enough, and oh my God, how could you do this? Do you want to take over now or not? So this is.
Because no, okay, I'll just tell my side of it. That
All right,
she's
go
my
ahead.
favorite person on the planet.
Uh-huh.
It goes like Gma, other people.
Yeah.
So, including my parents and my boyfriend, who I love dearly. But it's literally, it's like
Yeah.
Gma up here.
Right.
And the only thing that I want to say is that I lived with Grandma for 3 months about 7 years ago, and it was because so my mom's side of the family, I'm one of like just a few grandkids. So I always like got to have a lot of FaceTime with my grandma on that side of the family. On this side of the family, there's a few of us. So I never really got to spend a lot of time with her until I lived with her. Ever since I lived with her, we're like girlfriends, and it's just the best decision I ever made in my entire life, and I'm so glad that it happened, and you're my favorite person, and that's all. I'll give the floor back to you.
Okay. I just, I needed a lot of attention because I was planned and I was.
Where's John?
Thanks, Barry.
Indisposed. Yeah. Go to Kim. Keep it moving. Kim's right there.
Just real quick, as opposed to a roast, I just want to toast you, Mother.
Let's roll.
I love you, and you set a wonderful example. Miss President of everything. But just, yeah. Anyway, Mom, thank you for all the good example you set for all of us, and for not throwing us out of your life. You know? Thank you. That's all.
John's
Yes.
back.
John's back. John, your turn.
Is it the dog? I was a kid.
You tagged one of the
Where is that thing?
I think I'll,
Would you stand, please?
Tell them you're Kim's twin.
I'm actually what's called a well-adjusted, peacemaking middle child. Somebody had to do it in me. It made me perfectly situated in the family to, clearly there were things going on with older people that I wasn't a part of. And at the same time I was connected to the younger ones, but I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I was severely beaten as a child. It wasn't, actually that's not true.
We're not talking about our personal competition.
No. We know how that works. I wasn't actually beaten, I was sort of attacked, but I was thinking that, but what it was, hairbrushes and coat hangers. But I was, I don't know any women, never met a woman like my own mother. I don't, clearly they don't make them like this anymore. There's the capacity to have 8 kids and live the life she lived. I've never met anybody like her. Truly remarkable. Yeah, thank you.
Me? You. We're going by age. We're going by age.
Not really, not really.
Let's see, stories.
This is a
Oh
nephew.
boy.
No, I can remember Aunt Bobby babysitting me. Yeah, and getting stuck at the house. And what did I say? I won't sleep.
No, he didn't want to go to bed. And I said, no, everybody's going to bed. And he said, well, I won't close my eyes.
Yeah. No, it was really hard because I only had one sibling, Kendall, and our house was really quiet. And then I'd go over to the Buckley's house and it was like madhouse. And then from madhouse, the boys would go to bed and just crash. Because they had been doing basketball and whatever the Buckley boys did during the day.
Dope.
But I couldn't. Whatever they were doing, the minute they hit the pillow, they were asleep. And I just couldn't sleep. But Aunt Bobby, she hung in there and took care of me. So I really appreciate it. My second mom.
Where's Robert?
Robert.
He's
Robert. Yielding my time, I have another guest speaker. Come on. My cousin Jeff will now
Have his 2 minutes.
from Kelowna.
This is, hey, anyway, this is all unofficial off the record.
No, I'm recording actually.
I just want to say, God bless and keep my aunt Roberta here because, she's related directly to my real mother who passed away when I was like 2.5. And after, several foster homes, when my father remarried, my brother Brad and I were in the back seat, and he turns around, I want you to call her mother, and we look at each other like, yeah, right. So, that aside, then the acquaintance, and anyway, needless to say, I didn't get along too well. I was running away from home in the 2nd grade. I had a box of matches and silverware. I figured I'd be Robin Hood, and it'd be cool, That didn't work out. Anyway, but by the time I was 15, I went to a lot of different houses. My friends put me up and stuff, under the bed one night. And, good night, Terry. Good night, Jeff. But anyway, really, that actually happened. And she never fainted on me. Marjorie hacked down the street. She never, But anyway, finally, at Tom Owen's house, the punk that my dad never liked because he was a punk. But anyway, do you have any other relatives? Uncle Jack, can I move in with you? And he foolishly said yes. Because by then I was taken off the track team, and you're either a jock or a rebel. Well, I was the rebel, and your dad was not happy about that, if we remember. But anyway, so you either go out for sports or you get a job. Well, I was, hey man, I want a job. I got a job at Jolly Market. I was running the incinerator. We don't have them anymore. So anyway.
It's about mom, remember, it's about mom.
But I mean, but all this history, my Aunt Roberta, if it wasn't for her, man, my life opened up. I was on permanent restriction at my parents' house in San Francisco. And I'm just saying, God bless you and keep you for all the golden times I
I'm going to talk now.
All right, Robert.
It's actually the host tonight. Of course, my mother is part of the subject of this conversation, but I have to make sure that one person gets a chance to speak. And that's Kendall, my cousin.
She's going to be last because she's going to do a special toast.
Okay, all right.
Now you're up.
I guess I'm up.
Don't worry.
I'm not the only Robert in the house tonight. We got another Robert. Oh, by the way, we have Roberta Buckley, who was named after your grandfather. And I was named after you, and I think I had a little bit of a edge to my personality starting off because I wasn't named after John Buckley, but this guy, he took that name. But, my mom shared with me today a picture of my dad's stepfather, Earl, and that's my middle name is Earl, and he was a guy that my dad liked, and I had a guy say to me at work, like, you know, like you have no game plan, you have no career plan or whatever. But my mom pointed out that Earl was a piano player, and he played at Bimbo's 365, which is in the same block where I now work at 333 Market. And so I kind of feel like, yeah, I did kind of come home to my roots, as I was, you know, telling Dave Nolan earlier. I did connect with my dad's side as well as my mom's side, who was always there, Grandma, and you know, Cicely Matthews and Art Matthews, who I knew, but my dad's side, who I did not know. And you know, we all do kind of connect back to the early days of it. I do remember Kalon Avenue. I do remember the basement there. I do remember the sword there. I do remember the little house. And we do want to be connected with our history and everything that you gave us. I'm not even going to go into all the love that you gave us and everything you put up with and you diplomatically dealt with all those years.
Never called the cops on our own kids.
Right. And I actually told quite a yarn when the cops showed up for me.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Robert, can you share that story? That's a great story, and no one talks about it.
Okay, well, just a little aside. When I saw Chuck Prandy when he was running for sheriff, and I tried to, you know, go back in history a little bit, out in front of United Market, Uncle Lloyd's favorite market, when he was running for sheriff, and I said, you know, you remember, you know, back, you know, in 1968, when you came over to, you know, my, he says, that's all water under the bridge. Because it was all diplomacy. You know, he got through all the lies and all the BS, and it was diplomacy, dealing with people, and that was the way we were raised, and that was, we were taught to be respectful, and eventually we kind of come around to believing that, and that, you know, we really come around to believing in that, and we try to live up to that.
You're here.
I don't have anything to say, but I just want to say happy birthday.
I just want to say, I'm Katie. I'm the 7th child out of
Lucky
the 8.
number 7.
And there's lots of stories. I'll just briefly say that growing up in my family was just a wonderful adventure. There was never a dull moment. I felt like I was always being initiated into some kind of club, whether I liked it or not. Like, you know, you have to dive off the top closet and over to that bed over there in order to be in our club, or you have to jump off the roof into this pile of leaves, or you have to, you know, you have to wrestle Susan on Mom's bed for like an hour, the hardest you can, and they were always putting me up to something. You have to do, you know, 20 pull-ups or make, you know, 10 baskets, and, you know, chicken fight with Beth or something, and it made me, you know, a good athlete, and but you know, Mom, I have to say, you know, you taught me, you know, just an amazing sense of humor, and you know, you're just so, grace is one word I can think of to describe you, Mom. You know, you're so strong. You're so full of grace, and also I just wanted to say I've just seen you walk through so many tough situations, and you've taught me that I could, you know, handle any obstacle, you know, that's come my way, and I have, and I know there's something else I'm forgetting to say. Oh yeah, I wanted to say one little quick funny story, and that is, you know, when I was a kid growing up, my mom always had in elementary school, all of our, you know, dresses were, you know, she'd iron them by hand. I don't know how she had time, and the lunches were all lined up. And we'd say, Mom, where's our shoes? And she'd say, they're in the oven, because our saddle shoes were always drying the polish, all lined up in the oven. So anyway, thanks for the hot
shoes, Mom. We know Beth is too shy to say anything.
Yeah.
Go ahead and stand up.
Hi, I'm Beth, and all I can say is they saved the best for last. I got all the good of my mom and my dad, the best of everything, and I'm very thankful. And I'm thankful for all my brothers and sisters, and I'm glad we're able to celebrate your 90th, Mom, and that you had some beautiful friends come. And I only hope to live half your age. I'm not even live to this.
Do the math, Beth.
I want to say after all that, I did name one of my children after her, Georgia, who's not here today with us. But after all I hear, that's why, so I can always remember you. I love you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put Dave on the spot, but I was wondering if he could at least tell the family how much Bobby was appreciated by the Buckley song.
Right. Can I introduce Dave real quick to anybody? David Nolan is my dad's first cousin, and Jack was the eldest of 18 grandkids, and David is one of that. I don't know exactly where you are in that mix, but David is David was the first attorney in the family to get my felonies reduced to misdemeanor. John Buckley out of a huge jam, contracting without license when he was 16, and my dad got an alcoholic friend of his to cut his hand almost completely off, and they tried to get John for what, 50 grand or something, this plastic, whatever, it doesn't matter anymore. Dave was the first fixer in the family. Okay? And I'm so glad you're here, David. That's true. You know,
And just to give you some history, Dave was the altar server at their wedding.
Yeah.
Dave, would you like to, I mean, being that you're an attorney after all, would you have a few words?
I'll be brief. I brought a birthday card for Roberta, and in it I tell her that the Oakland Buckleys always considered her a hero.
Yeah.
And the descendants of the Oakland Buckleys still do.
Thank you, David.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, we're going to hear from a few grandkids. And the oldest of the grandkids is Philip Buckley.
Okay. I can say a word or two.
Grandma, I am been so blessed to be one of your grandkids, one of your many grandkids, and your secret of life and longevity just appears to me to be that you just have just unconditional love for all of us and just endless grace for all of us, and you have just so much joy in life, just watching us and enjoying your kids and enjoying life and dancing and hosting people and hosting parties, and you're a wonderful example of how to live life to the fullest. And we all just love you so much and are so thankful for you.
Right. Kelly Buckley, place dead.
We're totally breaking the rules here, but Grandma, thank you. You've taught me so much about forgiveness and how you lived your life, and you've modeled that. And while I don't obviously know your children's childhood and the challenges and the years that I've known you and have gotten to just make memories, I just thank you so much, because you imparted a legacy to me on how to love my family and to treat my family. And we know that's not always easy, but at the end of the day, they're the people who stand with you and beside you. So thank you, Grandma, so much. And I just, I think I stand to see all the cousins get together last night and to have them want to be together without their parents. That's a part of your legacy, because you've taught us how to unite and to treasure one another. So I just love you. And you're an inspiration too, to see you be a mom who had a career when she was 40 and go back to school and succeed. And I just look at my little one and think, man, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, but why didn't they invite the parents?
I'll tell you what, we love our parents so much, and you guys have taught us through your successes and through your failures, and we are uniting because we want to know one another and learn to love one another, and because of you wonderful 8 kids and your spouses and our lovely personalities, we sometimes over-dominate, and so we need to get together without you guys. So thank you. Spoken well.
You guys who over-dominates?
We want to hear from the other grandkids. Good job, Kelly. I want to just give you one insight that came to me about 35 years ago. Christina and I had a home in Novato, and it had a common area, and there was a volleyball court. And my mom and dad were on my team, and we were playing against the rest of the family, and Katie was on our team. Oh, yeah. And you know what happens in volleyball? Every now and then when the game first starts, people are being polite, and they don't want to just all go for it. And somebody hit the ball over between my mom and dad at the feet of Katie, and the ball bounced. And both mom and dad both simultaneously said, "Go for it! Don't let that happen again." And I thought, that's where it comes from. That competitive spirit. Okay, we've got room for some more grandkids. And we've heard from...
For all the grandkids if they want.
Yeah. We've got room, so how about Benny Buckley? Jump up.
I'll defer to the rest of the...
Stand up, Ben.
Stand up, Ben.
Come on, Ben.
I think Sarah's next.
Yeah, Sarah's next.
Okay, Sarah's coming.
I wanted to go in reverse order. I wanted the kids to start.
No, Barry.
Most people know that I refer to Grandma Bobby as my white grandma, which is always a little awkward in social situations. They're like, "You have a not white grandma?" But my other grandma has black hair. But anyways, I feel like you've been such a constant for all of us, and it's just such a big part of like who we all are to say like we're Buckleys, and that wouldn't be possible without you. And I feel really fortunate that I got to grow up just a few blocks away from you. And just even now, I feel like occasionally I'll pop in, hoping she's just going to be home on like a Sunday night or something, and I just feel like the talks that we have you're just such an engaging like conversationalist, and you're so witty and smart and funny, and I just feel like sometimes I want to like write down all the things that you say about just life and the career that you had and raising all the kids and admitting like you weren't perfect, like none of us are. I don't know, I just learned so much from spending time with you, and there was a funny moment a couple weeks ago where we were at a family dinner, and my Jeremy was there, my stepsister's husband, and I was like, there she is, just charming the socks off Jeremy. And I just like see it happening. They just talked the entire time, and of course I said to Keely, did Jeremy have fun? And she said, oh my God, she's obsessed. He's obsessed with your grandma. And I said, I'm not surprised. So I feel proud to have you as a grandma, and we all love you so much. Thank you for everything.
Benny, come on.
Miles, don't hide over there.
Well, I just want to say that I've always looked up to my grandma, and I was fortunate enough to have a year where I lived with her and got to know her even better, and just thank you for the legacy that you've instilled in all of us. That's all.
Yeah, I've been told not to call people out, just come on up when you're ready. Catherine.
So I had the pleasure of spending my freshman year at USF and going to see Grandma every single weekend. She's the one who told me that, why are you coming to visit me? And was it for the free laundry? I think you still have more of an active life than I do. We love you. Thanks for everything, Grandma.
Tori.
Stand up.
For Cicely.
No, Cicely.
No, we don't have to go in order as they're ready, as Tori's ready.
Well,
They're ready, Tori.
Grandma's the woman who made me realize that not everyone is nice after a couple of glasses of wine. I wasn't already going to stop this, but I
How about a toast next? How about a
On that note, everyone needs to
Sicily?
meeting.
I just want to say, should we all?
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good time. Let's just quick time. Heading.
No.
Sicily, it's Sicily's
Okay, I
turn.
just want to tell you, Grandma, I love you dearly. One of my favorite things to do was I had to do an interview of somebody that was born before 1930. And the first person
Well,
I
she
thought
wasn't.
was Grandma.
What are you talking about?
But, so I got to hear a lot of your stories from when you were younger about how you used to go and do your dances and have the guys go back but they couldn't come in. And I'll just treasure all of those moments that I had with you. And I love you dearly.
Yeah.
Health.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell a story about how Grandma. I feel bad even telling this story because I don't know if I misunderstood
Don't feel
it.
bad.
Don't feel bad.
One of my best friends in college, absolute best friends, Roxy. She actually came here for Easter years ago when we were still in school. Roxy's gay. I didn't find out till after college. It was a little bit of a shock for me. But I brought her to stay at Grandma's, and all of my friends have grandparents, and they tell these stories of these times where their grandparents were like so politically incorrect. I mean, like bad. So I'm kind of hesitant. I love my grandmother. I don't think she would be like that. And so I show up, and it's Roxy, and I mean, look at me, like there's a question. And so we show up, and Grandma just so judiciously says, "You can both have the back bedroom." And you did. Oh my God, no. I'm gonna call my boyfriend right now. But Grandma, like, you are the most accepting and wonderful person. I also lived with you, as you all know, it's a rite of passage. If you ever want to be a real person, live with Grandma. Bring mocha almond fudge ice cream. I just love you. I think you're just the most amazing person and someone I really model myself after, and I promise I won't marry a deadbeat. Sorry. And so, here's to you, Grandma.
And I just want to say, Grandma, being one of the cousins who grew up away from the Bay Area, up high in the mountains, coming to the Bay Area were some of the most cherished times in my life. Coming to your house, the hospitality that you had, coming down for Thanksgiving, for Easter, going to the river, you know, get my face shoved into the dirt by Miles. But yes, I just want to say that I love you dearly, dearly, and thank you for everything.
I'm the other cousin who got to live with Grandma.
How many people here have actually lived at 374? Oh my God.
I think it would be better to ask who hasn't. Like, that was like
Grandma, you are one of the most accepting people that I know. And I've learned a lot, and I'm constantly bragging about you to all my friends because I love you. And I'm so impressed, and I just hope that I can be as healthy as you are at 90 if I live that long. And I want to take a shot with you. That's what that's your birthday gift. This little smiley face birthday shot glass.
He's not kidding.
I also learned that our family does not keep secrets from you.
Okay.
Not at all.
She doesn't keep secrets from my family.
You know, it's a good thing. I like that about our family, that we can still all be here after knowing all of everything. I love that. Love this family, and I love you.
Thanks.
Happy birthday.
Grandma, even though it's a couple days late. I'm just so grateful to be a part of this family. And we're all extremely blessed to have this family, and it wouldn't be possible if it weren't for you. And I love you.
I know, we can see the hesitation.
No.
All I can say, Grandma, is that I remember being in elementary school, and like one of the topics for papers that we always had to write was like, who is one person, if you could think of one person right now who's that they look up to, who do you look up to, and who is that one person that just inspires you to do everything? And only one person came to my mind, that was you, and it was the first one that just popped right in there because you show me so much, Grandma, every single day, and I love you with all my heart.
Well, I am just always thoroughly inspired just because, I mean, speaking of all the stories, like, we're getting all the good ones today, but I mean, we all know that there's been a lot of hardships in this family, and I'm just always so inspired. Sorry. After all of it, you show up and you just the belle of the ball after everything that we've all been through, and that you're just there sitting perfect and just so charming, and like everyone's saying, it's just an inspiration that we've all been through so much, and then we're all able to be here and like just have this wonderful day, and I just feel like you model that so well. So thank you, and to everyone too.
How about Mariah?
I think everyone said it. The two things I think I'm married to Phil, so I'm one of the married-in grandkids. And echoing the thoughts of grace and humor and hospitality, I have never spent time with you without laughing. Every time I spend time with you, have an amazing story. My brother-in-law, when he met you, said, "The Grandma Bobby show needs to go on the road." And I look across the room and I think of all of us who lived with you. Phil and I lived with you, and I didn't want to move out. Grandma Bobby's house, and you're so inclusive and have such a sense of hospitality, hosting every event that you can, and having the busiest schedule, as you've mentioned. And when I was hosting not only did you accept me as your granddaughter in the family as we got married, but you can tell the story about your other granddaughter you inherited with me. You remember this? I had a Vietnamese student that I was teaching English to.
Mariah's bilingual, multilingual, I don't know how many languages she speaks, but she would be coaching somebody in English, I guess, with you, and they would call when she was living with me, and the phone would ring and she'd say, "Grandma?" And it was a Vietnamese accent.
She was like Grandma. She was so excited to have a American grandma who loved her. And we thank you so much for modeling grace and humor and hospitality, and we all adore you.
Joey.
Yeah. Joey. I feel like there is very little, if anything, I can say about just.
Hang on a second. Is the photographer getting you here?
I feel like there's almost nothing I could say without reiterating, everything that everyone has said about how beautiful and special you are in our lives individually and as a whole. The gatherings we have at your place are just what they set a bar that can't ever be reached for the sense of community and family that we all feel when we come together. I know it has to be even if it's half as special in anybody else's life as it is in mine, then it's with without a doubt, like one of the most special things in their lives. You know, your house and your family and you know, being the centerpiece of all of that. And I gotta say, even though it is sad when I pull up to your house on your birthday and you're not home, I'm like so happy. I'm just like, I gotta play bridge today. Nowhere to be found. That's like there's there's a certain satisfaction I take in knowing that, you know, that you're busy. And
how about one more final haircut in the backyard?
I don't know if you guys have seen any of the photos of that guy. He was planning on being a model at one point, but he wouldn't pluck his eyebrows. So. But anyway.
Just about letting go.
Anyways, just to wrap it up, Grandma, you're beautiful. Your eyes and your clothing and all of your apparel always matches. And you have a gorgeous family in every sense of the word. Just beautiful. This embodies beauty to me. So thank you so much for that and for for being here in all of our lives. We really appreciate it.
Sometimes I find myself saying WWBD.
What's that?
You need to explain it.
What would
Bobby do?
What would Bobby do?
Oh, what would Bobby do?
That pretty much sums up everything. Well, I have like vague memories of my grandma, and I know how much I adored her, and I just have the best memories of getting these little napkins wired in green, twisty ties. I don't even know. But then I would open it and it would be M&Ms, and I know how little that is, but to me it was like the best thing in the world. And I'm really sad that she didn't get to see me grow up, and I didn't get to share my experience with her and everything. But having you there is really nice for me because I get to have a grandma, but not really. But also, it's true, just you are the glue of this family, you hold everyone together, and you basically solve all the problems.
Share something. Whoops. I'm Christina. I'm Mark's, the oldest son's wife, and the first one to get married in the family. And I have 40 some odd years worth of stories about Grandma Bobby. And I'm having a hard time because you have accepted Linda and Bob and all of us extra people, as Jack would call us.